Today we're talking about water conservation, especially in Portland. So Portland water conservation. I think in general, Portlanders do a really good job of conserving water. Of course, you drive around and everyone's lawn is dead. And I kind of take a little bit of pride in that because I know mostly people are not watering their lawns during the summer months, which is great, right? Because grass will grow back and it's going to be green for 3/4 of the year. But in our hot summer months, it's not going to be green, and that's okay. So low-hanging fruit, there's some really easy things that you can do to conserve water. Obviously, don't water your lawn. Then, of course, there is rain barrels. So, we get a ton of water in the winter months, so you can capture that water and use it to water your plants. I have rain drains at my house. I will say there's pros and cons to it. First and foremost, it's going to be mosquito heaven. So you're going to want to treat that water for mosquitoes so you don't have an infestation. But you can use that water to, water your plants or irrigate your lawn, really, if you have enough rain barrels. But you have to have a lot of rain barrels for it to work, so it's something to explore. I think it's kind of fun. Of course, if we're staying in the yard, drought-tolerant plants or, xeriscaping. I come from Arizona where we had rock gardens, and that was just kind of the norm. So, being creative and trying to minimize the amount of water you need during the summer months is really important. And then, as we kind of work our way up the line, there's a few more things that we can do to conserve water. That gets to be a little bit more expensive. So appliances, toilets, low-flow toilets are humongous because the old toilets from like the 90s, I think they took like almost 50 gallons of water a flush, 30 gallons, something insane like that. Whereas the ones that we have nowadays are like 1.5 gallons. So it's a really big difference. And then, of course, we actually had one of those shower heads, that's super low flow. And I told my partner, I was like, oh my God, it's like being misted when you're showered. So we switched that one out. I just couldn't live with it. But there are plenty of products that aren't quite so low flow that will get the job done, but they're not like those rain showers where it's literally pouring gallons and gallons of water on you a minute. Something to think about. And then, of course, all of your appliances. So your dishwasher, your washer, both of those can be super low water usage, and they make a big difference, especially depending on what size of your family that's living in the house. If you're doing 3 loads of laundry a week, it can make a really big difference in your water usage. Let me check and see if I have anything else on my list. That's pretty much the gist of it. But I would love to hear what you do to conserve water because there's all kinds of things you can do. But there's some pretty easy low-hanging fruit, like don't water your lawn. And you can feel, you get a little badge, you feel proud of that because it can be a lot of water to keep a lawn green in the summertime. Of course, I always love talking about whatever questions that you have to throw at me, so don't hesitate to continue to do so. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. Of course, if you are just dying for more information, head on over to our Paris Group Realty YouTube channel. We've got all kinds of content over there. And I'll see you next week. You take care.